YouTube. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, try talking.
Okay.
Alright, talk for a little bit so that way I can see it, but you're audible on stream.
Am I audible on stream?
Alright, try talking.
Okay.
Okay, yep, I can hear you. Okay.
You can hear me. All right. I can hear me through the.
Yeah, let me mute that. How do I mute it on phone?
Turn
Actually,
down your
wait.
volume.
Maybe I'll just pause it and then I can read live chat as it goes on. Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh, no, I accidentally clicked going ahead. No. Okay. Hello, everyone. ShinyShaymin and I have decided that we need to come onto the JJK theory crafting scene because we've seen too many crazy theories and we have come with the truth of JJK. Do you have anything to add, Shiny?
No. You pretty much said everything. We
Yes.
are the ultimate truth sayers.
Yeah, we fully understand Gege Akutami's mindset, we think. And like we like saw into the future and a lot of these are just like potential futures that we came up with by looking into the future of Gege Akutami's head.
We are the paragons of truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
I swear.
Alright. So first theory that we have is Yuji is Sakuna's thumb. So as we know, a plot, kind of relevant plot point is that Sakuna is currently only 19 out of his 20 fingers. He had to eat some head in order to like compensate to reach his max power, but we still don't know what that 20th finger is. Originally they thought that like Gojo was holding onto the finger, but that was probably debunked when Gojo died or when he came back and like there was no finger.
Yeah, I didn't see a finger in between his insides at all.
I don't know. Maybe if you look close enough at the
Maybe it
panels,
was
maybe he just has like a sixth finger on one hand. But I didn't look at that.
no.
We don't need to do our research here. We have the entire manga memorized.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah. So one theory that I heard of that I like. This isn't my original theory, unfortunately. This is one that I heard of. Is that Yuji was like created using one of Sukuna's fingers, and it's just like the one like demon god guy from the one show where like all the kids are at Death Academy, Soul Eater, and where it's like you wrap like the demon god inside like his own skin or part of his own body, and that like helps like insulate him and keep him contained. Do you have anything to add on to that theory?
I don't know, because it's your theory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we kind of each have like our own slides here. Okay. Now, alternate theory that I just came up with uh, is that Gojo ate the 20th finger. He had it, and he decided to eat it. Because he's going to come back to life. Absolutely. This is totally what's going to happen. He ate it, so that way he can make the same deal that Yuji did to come back to life now that he died, and then he can, like, sneak attack Sukuna.
Um, I think you need to exit full screen mode or something because the entire slide is cut off.
The entire slide is cut off?
Yes,
Are you watching the stream right now?
I'm looking at it on
Oh
my
my.
phone right now.
How do I exit? Ah, okay. Let me see. How do I fix this?
I think you need to exit full screen mode or something
Let me see.
because
Presenter view?
the entire slide is cut off.
How's that? How do I mute my phone? Actually, wait. I can just mute the volume on my phone. Duh. Let me see. What does that show? Let me see if that fixed it.
Nope.
No, it did not. Okay, well, I guess we're going into this ugly. You're making the slideshow
No,
mode.
you know what? Try minimizing it a little.
What do you mean minimizing it?
Minimizing like the slideshow.
Okay, so start on slideshow.
or
How do I
hide the film strip.
hide the film strip?
Yeah. You see at the bottom, show film strip, hide film strip.
No. Do I have to be in the slideshow for that?
It's right next to speaker notes.
Wait. So do I need to be in slideshow mode for it?
No, no.
Okay. Uh
Bottom next to speaker notes. Should be a little arrow.
oh, hide film strip. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
try
That
that.
looks better.
And then minimize it. So like go up to the top.
Okay.
Um
Format? No.
no, it's gonna just be zoom on the Chrome.
Oh, zoom. Okay.
Yeah, try zoom on Chrome first.
There we go. Like that.
And then view.
All right, that's good enough for me. Even though you
View, no, and then go to view.
view, where's view? Everything's so tiny now.
Why'd you make it that tiny?
Because I thought this was gonna be good enough. Okay.
No!
Okay. View,
No!
view,
Should
slideshow.
I be the one streaming this?
Uh, let's see if this works.
View, zoom menu, then go to like try 75%
Oh
first.
wait, oh wait, oh wait. No, no. I think I know what's wrong. Wait. It's because of like the stream window. I need to like fix the stream window. Let me see. How do I
Go all
fix
the way to
that
the
on
zoom menu.
OBS?
I worked so hard on those slides.
I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. There we go. There we go. Now it's beautiful. This is already the most scuffed stream like I've ever done. I've never. Okay. There we go. Okay, and now this slide's yours. Oh yeah, one last theory with the what's going on with Sukuna's thumb. Uh, like you know how like finger bearers are like cursed spirits like ate Sukuna's fingers. So another theory is that Kenjaku found a finger bearer and then he just absorbed it to have like Sukuna's 20th finger for some reason. Maybe it's like nibble on it or something. Does kind of look like jerky. Do you think it tastes like jerky?
No, I think it tastes nasty. Nasty as hell.
Oh, okay, like the buffalo chicken wings that are like very poorly made.
No, I'm thinking like it since it it's meat because it's a finger. I'm thinking more like rancid beef dipped in pepper, like pepper flakes, not pepper, like
So
brown
like
pepper,
really
but like
really
pepper
spicy.
flakes. No, not spicy. Spicy would make it better because it would dull the taste buds, making you numb to whatever you're tasting. Well, not numb, just you can't, your taste buds are numb, so you can't taste anything. What I'm thinking of is like, it's got like like, it's not only like rancid, but it's also like colliding with like pepper that's just slightly spicy, but also overwhelmingly like it's like an irritant, you know? That's what I'm
Counterpoint.
imagining.
Counterpoint. Sukuna is very chef themed, so I think his fingers would taste delicious.
Oh,
Especially because
like
he's a cannibal. He knows how to make like human meat taste good.
oh, you know what? You know what? Didn't
Here,
he
I'm
link
making
up?
this an alternate slide. What
Didn't
does Sukuna's thumb taste like? Um,
didn't he link up with what's her face because she makes a mean bolognese,
yeah.
bolognese, whatever it's
She makes like a mean
called,
mac and cheese. Let me see.
like a mean spaghetti.
Okay. What does Sukuna's finger taste like? Okay. So my theory on what does Sukuna's finger taste like? Sukuna is a chef, specifically a cannibal chef. So therefore, his fingers would taste delicious because they'd be covered in like the perfect combination of spices for like human meat.
Hmm.
And like Yuji doesn't even like choke when tasting it down. He doesn't ever like say what it tastes like. Probably because it tastes like too good, and he doesn't want to be like, I don't know, that finger
But
kind of tasted
again,
good.
again, if Yuji is Sukuna's thumb, maybe he just
Why?
doesn't taste it.
Why does this
Like, what if
taste
he's
like
just
me?
numb? If he was made to house Sukuna and be Sukuna's thumb,
It was made to be Sukuna's thumb.
wouldn't that not be just like like that's like eating an extension of yourself, right? That's like if I ate my own hair. No, it's not. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, no, eating a finger is much different than eating hair. I don't know. Okay, so you think it tastes nasty. I think it probably tastes delicious.
Imagine it tastes like candy.
Can't it's like jelly. It's one of those like Halloween like jelly fingers or something.
Yeah. Or like
I don't
day
know.
old chocolate. Not day old, like week old chocolate that's been left
All
out.
right, all right. Let's put out a bounty. We will pay 20 cents to whoever can find Sukuna's 20th finger and let us eat it.
Hmm.
Wait, isn't that canonically like something that can kill you unless you become a vessel? We'll pay you 50
I
cents
don't
to
know.
find the finger and eat it and quickly write down what it tastes like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone who's in Japan, this is your path to fortune. All right, and then this Gojo losing was planned. That was your slide.
This is my slide.
So elaborate.
So I believe Gojo losing was planned, especially, okay, just from this panel alone. He says, or thinks, crushing your heart was the bare minimum. I want your lungs and your liver too. I'll bring you closer to death than Yuji was at the detention center. Okay. This line implies so much. It implies that he never went in. He never went in going, I'm gonna win this. No. He said he was gonna win this, but really, he had no intention of killing him. Otherwise, why would he think, I'm gonna bring you closer to death? No. Because that's not what happened. You see? Okay. Sukuna, okay, by doing this, Sukuna lets his guard down, allowing Yuji and Higamura. I
I think it's
don't ask me to
Higurumo.
pronounce his name. Higurumo,
Higurumo.
other guy, to enter the match. And with his arrogance, Sukuna's arrogance, it stopped him from fully actually severing Gojo's head, which in turn that brings up another point. Reverse curse technique. You know how you gotta cut at the head because
Yeah.
otherwise it's not really tried and true.
Yeah, because
Okay.
even when like Toji like fucked up Gojo said like you should have gone for the head, and then he like
Yes,
snapped his fingers and
exactly.
blew up like half of the people on Earth. Yeah,
And then wasn't there a part where a sword literally burst through his heart or his chest and he survived?
yeah,
So you're telling me that Gojo can survive that, but can't survive being cleaved in half? Like, didn't Gojo lose so many limbs already? What's one more? What's half his torso? Anyway, um, this is the belief. Okay, there's the belief. Sukuna has the belief of Yuji being some boring, inane matchup between, and then
hmm
that thinking will ultimately cause his loss and battle. And Gojo knew this. He knew this. Okay, and then another point that really, just really solidifies his theory that, it was planned and that, he wasn't actually, yeah, this was planned, was the new guy instantly joining the battle with Yuji. Why would he join the battle instantly? Like,
yeah. Besides the fact
he's
that
the
his
one.
power is like super good at countering strong opponents.
Yes, he
Psh,
is the
nah.
one with the domain that is best suited against Sukuna, right? And you're telling me he just showed up right next to Yuji and not where Gojo was? Suspicious, right? That's suspicious. Okay. he's like, his domain, doesn't it negate violence? So like,
Yeah.
okay, so I ultimately believe that Sukuna will be absorbed back into Yuji after all this. Like,
Okay.
that was the goal. The goal was to save Megumi and to force Sukuna back into Yuji's
So
body.
that way Yuji can eat those candy fingers again. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, interesting notes on Gojo living. Yuta and Shoko, the reverse curse technique, it can resurrect recently dead, right? Recently deceased. So that's just up in the air, you know?
I like that this entire slideshow has like 15 different ways that Gojo will like come back to life.
Okay, okay,
This
okay.
is
And
so
now we're
much
going to get a little
cooking.
bit into religion. Buddhism, the symbolism of Buddha coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to leave that there. And then this one kind of segues into my next slide, the Hadron power up.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for that one.
By the way, fun fact with the Gojo coming back thing, I believe there's like a bit of lore where like the Buddha became the Buddha when he was like 29 years old, and apparently Gojo is like 1 day away from becoming 29. So maybe if it's midnight soon in the story.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm I'm just stating the facts here. I just listed facts.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So next slide is one of mine. Miwa is Sakuna's perfect counter. So now Sakuna is very knife themed. Like whenever he's describing his ability, he like compares it to knives. Now Miwa uses a sword, and a sword. What's a sword? It's a longer knife. Need I say more?
You don't.
I
You
don't.
don't need
Yeah,
to say
no.
more.
Miwa would win. She's the perfect counter. Oh, here's another one. Yuji can heal the soul. Okay, so here's my crackpot theory. Remember when Mahito said that he and Yuji were the same? So
Yes.
I think that's a bit more literal, where Yuji has like the power to manipulate the soul like Mahito. Except for Yuji, of course, wouldn't use it to like turn people to monstrosities like Mahito. He would use it to heal people. Because
No,
apparently like being able to like heal the soul like gives you like extraordinary like healing potential. Like Mahito is
no.
like completely unkillable because he can heal his own soul. Well, not really heal his own soul. He like reshapes it, but like it essentially acts as like infinite HP. So Yuji can do that for people. And now this leads to another theory that if Yuji can heal the soul, he can heal Nobara's soul because she was damaged by at the soul level. But if he can heal the soul, then he could bring her back. And also, he's probably like the best healer on the team now. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Do I have any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Um, okay. So if Yuji can heal the soul, then what the hell was the Shibuya incident?
Well, he didn't know he could do that yet.
Does he have to know that he could do that? Or is it like,
Well, he's not walking up to dead bodies and touching them to see, like, oh, can I heal this
did
dead
he
body?
not, did he not touch Junpei?
Junpei? But he didn't know about, like, his soul healing powers yet. He had just met Mahito. And he didn't even know what Mahito did at that point. He,
Okay.
he didn't even know that Mahito used, like, soul power yet.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave that on the table for now. How
Yeah.
about that?
And also, if Yuji can heal the soul, like I'm just saying that that's probably like another way that Gojo can come back because Gojo has to come back every single slide somehow. Every single slide is somehow another way that Gojo can come back to life. Okay, what's the next slide? Oh my goodness. Okay, we should have put some more of yours here. Nobara is Sakuna's perfect counter. So now a knife can like cleave things. Meanwhile, like a nail pierces. Now, I'm just saying that, like, piercing something is probably stronger than slicing something. I mean, also, then there's also, like, that minor factor about, like, Nobara's ability affects the soul, and, like, Sakuna is right now just, like, a pure soul, so, like, her power is probably probably the perfect thing to kill Sukuna without killing Megumi. But that's just like minor stuff. Obviously, the nail versus knife comparison is what's really important about making Nobara Sukuna's perfect counter.
You know what I never understood though is how why Mahito affected Nobara the way that it did. Because if she used her own curse ability on herself, wouldn't she have damaged the part that just didn't make any sense to me? Like she would be the last person that Mahito should have
I don't think so because
really
all that Mahito does is like change the shape of your soul. He's not like leaving
right,
any of
but
his
like
own essence in you. Like in the battle against like the two blood brothers, like they covered that her with their own blood, their own like physical essence was on her, and that's why she could like nail herself.
I'm just thinking, you know,
That's a
that's
potential.
it was very suspicious how that worked, how that played out.
True.
I guess why her status has been unknown.
Until now that we confirm that Yuji can heal the soul and probably brought her back to life. Also, another factor that probably makes Nobara like a good counter for Sukuna. She's long range. She just needs like a piece of Sukuna, so they can find like Sukuna's 20th finger, and probably just like shove nails in that all day. She can do that from like the other side of the world, probably.
That's very true. That is very true.
That's probably actually what she's doing right now. Because to be honest, I don't think Gojo was necessarily like their absolute last resort. I think it's just Gojo being proud, just like, no, I want to prove that I'm the strongest.
Well, you know, that just circles back to what if it was all a plan? Because
True.
because Gojo did say that he sends his students on missions. So like what if it was just all planned?
True. All right, so let me see. Now that we had to like find a way about how this will bring Gojo back to life, uh, Nobara nailed a piece of Gojo to the ground, so that way his soul can't fully pass on. How about that?
Hmm. You know, yeah, that does make sense because she does steal a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
It could have already happened.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's yours. Hadron theory, Gojo White technique.
Hadron theory, Gojo white technique. Okay. So as seen in at least that one panel that I have up here, so this is from like the more recent
Yeah, I think this
chapters.
was like, literally the second to last chapter, second most recent.
Yes, because we're all caught up here. Because we don't leave any
Loose.
seed of doubt
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Everything
So
we
in
perfectly
physics
back
and
up.
nuclear physics, in particle physics and nuclear physics, what is the term for a group of subatomic particles held together by a strong interaction? And it beats me. There we go, a hadron. But you already hit the buzzer. Huh. Okay. Anyway. Next is the mandala artistry. I'm fumbling with my words. It's the mandala illustration where you see Gojo, Kenjaku, Yuji, and Sukuna. All right, and Gojo is at the center of the mandala itself. Mandala. I'm saying mandala because it sounds better. And I put 2 additional photos right next to that to show that that is Gojo at the center of the image. Like, that's Gojo. Irrefutable. That's Gojo right there. Right? And so, basically, you get white by combining... you get white by combining 3 color states. Red, blue, and green. And because Gojo has purple, we can now assume that he's unlocked green. Thus having the white technique instead of the purple technique. Okay? Okay?
Alright.
Gojo being at the center also further supports the idea that Kenjaku and Gojo will fight, as moments following the eye panel, Kenjaku appeared. What's the point of having Gojo in the middle instead of Yuji? Like, why is Gojo there? Okay? Oh, and additionally, in volume 4, the cover has white light coming from Gojo's palm, right? And Gojo with white light coming from his fingers on magazine covers on multiple occasions. And then there's a scene in the anime where we see Gojo's hands glow white momentarily as he spins it around. Okay? The recent art of Gojo and Yuji, where we see Gojo beside an already beaten up Yuji, hints that he may rejoin him on the battle after Gojo somehow heals himself. Right? Okay.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
Yes. Okay. So blue and red are supposed to affect like matter, right? So what if green
Yes.
affects the soul?
Exactly. You get
Yes.
it.
The states of matter and then the soul. Or maybe it's time itself. And so he's like sent himself to the future or something to like ambush Shakuna.
I'm just saying. This may not even be a theory at all. It might be fact.
Might be fact. Sounds like something reasonable in JJK.
Right? It's so reasonable.
Alright. Do you have any more thoughts or should I move on to the next slide?
Move on. There's nothing else to say because that is fact.
Yuji's body swap is an inherited technique. Okay, so we know that Yuji's mom is Kenjaku. Now, what's Kenjaku's ability? It's like a weird body swap technique. We don't know exactly how it works. Now, who else has like a body swapping technique? Apparently Yuji, or at least it was heavily implied in like a couple panels in some chapter. Like you know about like the implication, right? How like it was weird because like Yuji was talking to his like teacher person who I have on this thing, who I have on this slide,
Mm-hmm.
whose name I don't remember, and he's just like, learn the technique, Yuji. So now my theory is that since like one person has the body swap technique is the mother of the other, it's an inherited technique. We don't know exactly how
Okay.
Kenjaku's body swap works. So my theory is that like you can just like do it normally to any other person. It's just like Kenjaku's the type of person who would not want to do that because it's implied that whenever like he possesses a body, he gains all of its knowledge. So presumably it would work the other way around too. And a big player like Kenjaku would not want somebody running around with like his brain knowledge, his memories. He hides his internet history with NordVPN. Like he does not want that information getting out. So it's just a lot easier just to possess an already dead body.
Okay.
All right. But now
That is
Yuji.
very solid, honestly. Considering how recently Kenjaku was just severed from Geto's body by Yuta.
Yeah, that this
So
theory does scare me a little bit because that does imply that he could possibly like switch bodies with Yuta right now, and then Geto's body is like decapitated, so probably not very good right now. Probably not very useful.
so yeah, but that just brings you to your next slide, doesn't it?
Oh, what's my next slide? I forget.
Gojaku.
Kojaku. Yeah. Okay. So so yeah, so this is another popular one. This is the idea that now that Gojo is dead, Kenjaku is going to take over his body. But here is how that's going to bring Gojo back to life, because everything has to bring Gojo back to life. It was implied in the Shibuya incident that a body with a strong enough will can like overcome Kenjaku at least a little bit because Geto's body like at least one arm like tries to kill him. So Gojo, very strong-willed person. I think he could possibly overtake Kenjaku, and then not only would like he have like taken over Kenjaku and like essentially neutralized him, but he would also have all of his memories and like know all of his plans and also all of his curse techniques, and he'd become like uber powerful, probably even more powerful than like Sukuna at that point.
Isn't there a block though? Like a block that because Dojo has the six eye technique or something that Kenjaku cannot
I don't
possibly get into
I
Gojo's
don't think
body.
so. I've heard like this a couple times about people asking like, "Oh, why didn't like Kenjaku try to take Gojo's body?" Apparently, up until this point, it's just because he couldn't. He could not like beat up Gojo. He could not kill Gojo. He had no chance, and that's the only reason why like, and that's the only reason why like this is like the only moment they could possibly take the body because now Gojo's dead.
True.
So yeah, and that's how Gojo is gonna come back as like Gojaku.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I will temporarily accept this as truth.
Yeah. Okay, Nobara will return as an S grade sorcerer.
I have the firm belief that Nobara is not dead. Otherwise, why would she be unknown, right? And there's a line, like I think it's suspicious. Because usually, the mangaka here, the lovely, the lovely, irksome, meddlesome, insane cat would immediately confirm someone's death. Not for Nobara, though. Which brings me to this interesting point that she will return not only alive and probably with an eye patch, but she will return as an S grade sorcerer. Why? How did this come to be? Well, let's look back to when she and Yuta both met Panda, right? So when Yuta met the panda, he was, as you can see from the panels, no explanation for the one I was the most curious about. Okay, he was very hesitant. Very hesitant. He looked shocked, right? Upon meeting Panda for the first time, he expresses like visible confusion about the lack of explanation on why a panda is his classmate. Okay, he later becomes a special grade sorcerer and defeats Geto, right?
Actually, he was already an S grade at that point, but yeah, go on. It's the mindset
Yes,
of S grades.
right. Okay, now to Nobara. When she meets the panda, you gonna elaborate on Panda, or is he just, a panda? As you can see, she has a similar reaction. She expresses visible confusion at the lack of an explanation as to why her senpai is a panda. This subtle foreshadowing towards that fact that Nobara is the Yuta of her gen, and she will return as a special grade sorcerer and kill Sukuna. I think that's it.
Also, a note, like recently, like a lot of things in like JJK is that like people who are like almost like self-centered and just very driven in their goals are the people who become really strong. And who else is like that but like Nobara? She just single-mindedly
She
seeks her goals. She wanted to go to Tokyo. She learned magic to do it. She learned jujutsu to do that.
she lives her life to the fullest. Okay? She well lived, I guess I should say, lived her life to the fullest.
No, she's still
Um
alive. Also remember in Gojo's like soul sequence, he didn't see Nobara there, which kind of like implies that Nobara isn't dead because he didn't see her
right.
soul when he was moving on.
Right. And I think the main takeaway here is I think first we got to understand why she even like nailed herself. She nailed herself because this girl is so selfish that she would rather die than have a part of her soul warped into some monster. I remember something about her saying how she would rather kill herself than like become like a one of them,
Yeah,
right?
she was willing to nail her own arm just to fuck over the person who like almost killed her.
She's okay, and when we first meet her, Yuji and Megumi are like, "Why the hell is she joining us? Right? Why the hell her?" And Gojo responds with, "She's fucking batshit crazy. That's why."
She definitely has like the S grade mindset of just
She's
I'm
got the
gonna do what I
mindset.
want.
She literally just does whatever she really wants, and whatever. She's got like no brain cells either. Do you really need brain cells to be a S grade? No, you don't. Um, Another point is her curse technique. Her curse technique in itself is like
It affects the soul, which is
it,
like
it's so baffling. Like
only like
like that's
3-4 people in the series can even like see the soul.
Right? So like when you have a technique that affects the soul, how the hell do you let your soul be changed in such a way by Mahito, right? You would think that she would have at least some form of control over that, right? Except she's not. She's like she's a novice. She hasn't realized that part yet, right? Because they just became sorcerers. So I like to imagine that while she is like in her hospital bed with Shoko and she's like, getting revived and whatnot, I like to believe that she's having that Yuji moment where you know how he was like dead but wasn't dead. I think she's having that moment right now where she realizes that, she can manipulate some part of the soul or damage it. And that's like, she's like upgrading her curse technique. So I think she's going to come back and wipe the floor with Sukuna's ass.
Or maybe now that Yuji knows how to possess the soul according to slide like 3, he like can teach her a little bit because she already can like damage the soul, and so that like just powers up her technique.
All right, you know what? I'm kind of also, just popped into my head.
What?
Do you remember? So taking Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw
Mm-hmm.
Man, the mangaka, loves Nobara, right? To the point where there is a devil, right? That's like based off of her.
Oh, is
Um,
there?
yeah, and yeah, he loves that kid. He loves Nobara. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm thinking, what if it's like kind of like a power in Denji, but like Yuji and Nobara? I'm just spitting that out there,
Perhaps.
putting that out there. Cause you remember how like after Power died, she like there's like this like I forget what they're called now. Not a fiend, or was it a fiend?
I think it was
But
a
it's like
fiend.
I think it was a fiend, where like something came back. I remember something coming back, and it was her, but it wasn't her. It was weird.
Yeah.
That's what I think is gonna happen. I think
Very
something.
similar theme to
I
like
think
the cursed spirits in JJK. Yeah.
yes. So I think maybe she will come back. Maybe not as the Nobara we know, but like a different form. Where it's obviously her.
Like a cursed spirit. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Was she, does Mahito's spirit manipulation count as cursed energy? Because remember, uh if somebody is shoot, if a sorcerer is killed with something that's not cursed energy, there's a chance they come back as like an evil spirit.
Let me
Well,
see.
as a vengeful spirit. Like that's what happened with the Naoya, like speedy misogynist man. Was like he was killed with a knife, not with like cursed energy, and that's why he could come back as like a cursed spirit, where he just like speeds around, pretends to be Ezra Miller for a little bit, like hurting women and whatnot, hurting kids.
I think no, Mahito has a vast amount of cursed energy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, does this technique like count as being killed with cursed energy? That's what I'm curious about. That would also get. I was about to say Nanami also died the same way, but Nanami is like confirmed dead since like his spirit appeared in the afterlife.
Yeah.
But Nanami is
I
not.
think
But Nanami was kind of satisfied with his death.
well, I think what really does play a heavy hand in it is just her specific curse technique. Because remember, Nanami's curse technique was, the precision point thing,
Yeah,
right?
his is very physical. Hers is very
His,
like metaphysical.
hers is remember in that the chapter where she dies, dies, quote unquote. Um, Mahito himself was like doubting, like, there's like specific panels where he was like, "Holy shit, she can counter me. She's like, hurt. She can actually hurt me." Let me see.
Yeah, Nombaro is the perfect counter for both Mahito and Sukuna.
He was like baffled. He was like, "No way." Um,
crazy.
He was like, God, I'm trying to find the panel. There's so many of them. Um,
Okay.
he runs away from her and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, he's like, "Holy shit. This is bad," until Nobara reveals that she got his curse technique all wrong. And that's when he's like, "Oh, I have this in the bag now cuz she has no idea what the fuck I can do." And then, he touches her.
Yeah.
Because she just assumed
Inappropriately
something
on the
else.
head.
Yeah, she assumed something else. Cuz Yuji didn't tell her much. Yuji she was just going off of what Yuji told her, which was, oh, he can turn people's souls into these monsters, right? Well, I guess he forgot to mention that he has to touch them. And the second that she says something completely wrong, he's like, "Oh, word, touch." She realizes too late, and then she says, "Bye, Yuji."
Bye
Choo.
bye.
So, I think she's gonna come back in S grade, not only because of her just her not reverse, just because of her curse technique, but also because you know how Gojo was like, "Nah, I'd win," and then dies. I think that's just something that an S grade sorcerer just possesses, is just the inability to think that they're gonna die, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I think also the fact that both S grade sorcerers have you know, encountered death, I think it's just I think it's just inevitable that, she's gonna come back and she's gonna be S grade, because how the hell do you die and then come back to life and is not immediately promoted to S rank? I rest my
It's
case.
yeah. It's something like pretty crazy. Okay. Oh, we're already on this one.
Yeah.
Gokuna. So there's a couple ways that this can occur. The original way that I thought of was like in relation to the Gojaku theory, where like as soon as Gojo learns about Kenjaku's like memories, he knows how to like turn himself and others into cursed objects that can be eaten like candy. And so either he like turns himself into a cursed spirit, into like a cursed object, and then like force feeds himself into Sukuna, or he turns Sukuna into a cursed object and then eats him. So then this Gojo has the powers of Sukuna and Kenjaku. Another theory, of course, is like I said earlier, where like Gojo ate Sukuna's finger, and then like he gains his power that way. I felt like there was another way that I thought of how this could occur. Did you come up with another way how it could occur?
Okuna?
Gokuna, yeah. Gokuna Matata.
Um,
What a
Let me
wonderful
see.
phrase. This could also be like the end game boss where like Sukuna realizes that he might be about to die, so he like feeds his fingers into like Gojo's dead body to possess it. Just body swaps.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Okay. So, the vessel must be human, right? The vessel must be supernaturally strong enough to handle the digestion. The digestion. The vessel must be compatible and be able to wield cursed energy at a sorcerer's level. And 4, the vessel cannot have a cursed technique, so when the new soul resonates with the vessel's soul, the imprint of the technique can happen smoothly.
No, that last part's wrong. Because otherwise Sukuna couldn't have taken over Megumi's body because Megumi has an innate technique.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, so it's not like one body can't
Is
have
it?
multiple
Wait, is
techniques.
Sukuna a deadly poison?
Sukuna is apparently the king of poisons.
I think
Ha-
that was a no. That's a Was it a mistranslation? Because it could
no,
be that.
no, that I'm pretty sure that's canon. Because remember the reason why like Yuji was not affected by like Junpei's poison was apparently because he like possesses Sukuna, and that gave him like poison immunity somehow. Even though Sukuna has never used poison at all.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
why does Sukuna have poison immunity? He doesn't use poison.
unless he is the poison.
Oh
Anyway.
shoot, I think I meant
Um.
to add a slide here that I didn't get to add about like oh shoot, I meant to add that. I had a theory about like why Sukuna can use like this could use like fire techniques. I guess maybe I'll like do that near the end or something. Alright. Any more thoughts on Gokuna though?
No.
I just realized Gokuna has the word Goku in it, which means that he would be the strongest character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, this one's yours. Sukuna and Kenjaku, ultimate lovers to enemies. Now,
Okay.
I just wish
So
Sukuna. I just want this on stream. I wish Sukuna was slightly more to the right, so that way it'd be like even creepier. Because then Kenjaku would be licking Sukuna.
let me just bring up my points here.
All right, your notes.
Yeah, I have some notes on this. It's just one, but one is enough. Okay. So I believe that they used to be really close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that they were friends in the past. And their duo was the reason why curses were so dominant back in their day. But somewhere along the line, Sukuna and Kenjaku had a disagreement and they broke up. This gave Jujutsu users, I almost said warriors, Jujutsu users, the opportunity to fight and seal them up separately. Sukuna was split up into 20 fingers with 5% of his power in each. If we do
But
the math, and Kenjaku was apparently exercised until he wasn't. So that I don't really get,
wait,
but
but
I don't
wasn't
really
it?
get my own notes. But you know, you know what I'm getting at
But
is that they used to be friends, like super
yeah,
close, right? Like besties, and they became the reason why Curse was so like they were so powerful, right? But then they had a fallout, and that really just gave sorcerers the
but
ability to mitigate. Yes,
but
yes,
but it's implied that Kenjaku was the one who turned Sukuna into multiple cursed objects.
yes. Again,
Unless your idea is
and
like
the
Kenjaku cornered Sukuna along with like a whole bunch of like homies or something, and then said like, "Hey, bro, either die now or I can turn you into like 20 jelly fingers that will be like absolutely
exactly.
delicious."
That's really where the enemies from the lovers
Okay,
come into play. Where this falling out had to be really bad, right? Because they both share that one person. Right? I don't know how to pronounce her
you're
name.
right. Because Sukuna is more
Urami,
about personal strength,
Urami.
his own personal strength. Arame, yeah, Ice Girl,
They
yeah.
share that one person, right? They follow that one thing. So something happened.
I wonder
Something
if it's
that
a
we don't know yet.
difference of philosophy where Sukuna is about no, I want to increase my own strength, I want to become powerful myself, whereas Kenjaku is just like no, I just want to create something really powerful that's more powerful than all of us, and that's kind of like a clash of philosophy where like Sukuna seems to be like no, people should get strong themselves versus Kenjaku's like mad scientist.
Well, that comes into my other theory. But the next slide is about someone we don't really know.
Okay, I'll go to the next slide.
Yes.
Michisana Sugawara.
Yes. So, not much is known about him. Except, it's an actual thing, okay? So don't get it twisted. This isn't an actual, like,
She
he's
made
both a character and, like, both, like, a character in reality, I
yeah,
guess. That's the best way to describe him.
an NPC in reality.
Um,
Yeah, he's an
so
actual
basically,
historical figure. Yeah,
yes, he's an actual figure, okay? But, in, for the sake of this, he is the, one of the big three
vengeful
of
spirits. Yeah,
vengeful spirits. And he is the, ancestor to both Gojo and Yuta, right?
yeah,
So his current status is unknown. He's not confirmed to be dead in this in this fictional universe. But I'm just wondering, would he even make a comeback? And if he did make a comeback, would it only happen if something happened to Yuta as opposed to Gojo? Or like do both Gojo and Yuta need to be defeated in order for the vengeful spirit to come into play? Because it's in the name. You've got to be vengeful to be a vengeful spirit. Otherwise, why the hell are you a vengeful spirit?
yes. Our big theory is that once both Gojo and Yuta are killed, then Michizane is going to get like really mad that like his most powerful descendants were killed. Because like the Gojo clan is still there, but it's implied that uh like Satoru Gojo is like the only worthwhile one. Like they say like the Gojo clan is like a one man team.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Next point. Because I have nothing else to say about that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And by the
yep.
way, a little bit of fun facts. Reading the wiki page for like 2 seconds before this stream, I feel like he's like one of the top three cursed spirits because after he died, apparently a whole bunch of disasters happened in Japan,
Yep.
and so people thought it was because he was executed.
Yep. Like he was like the, like, yeah, again, vengeful spirit. He made you really regret your choices after that.
Yeah, which
But,
imagine like right after Yuta dies, if like this guy shows up and he's like the final boss that Sukuna has to face.
I would not be surprised because that was one of our theories that was totally fact.
Yeah. Okay. Curse energy is more than just a destructive force.
Okay, so for this, well, we know that, cursed energy can, with Shoko and Nobara, like, they can. I want to say they can manipulate. They can manipulate, um, I guess, the energy. But, my main takeaway with this was so you know how in most media, blue means good?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Tell me why it's blue.
Tell me why ain't nothing but.
Because it's good. I rest my case. Okay,
Okay, to add.
now moving on.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna add on to that. To me, curse energy, like most people say, like, oh, it's the like bad juju energy that a lot of people give off. I wonder if it's more about like a person's willpower because like what are a lot of curse techniques? They're like the person's soul made manifest. Apparently, at least that's what was supposed to be what a domain expansion is. It's like it's your own soul expand. It's like change the reality around you.
I
So
think
to me,
I
curse
think
energy is the same.
I think less than willpower, it might be a case of, well, I think it's both maybe willpower and what I'm about to say, but I think the more selfish you are, the more control you have over your cursed energy. Like, do
Yeah,
you understand what I'm trying to say here?
yeah,
It like it doesn't even matter what kind of tier you're at. Like, the more not self-absorbed, but you know what I'm talking about, like more
the more you're willing to exert
confident.
your influence on the world as like a very
Like
competent person.
take Gojo for example. So freaking confident, so selfish. He's like living for him. Like, he's not, magnanimous. I can't say the word.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous, whatever.
Makabata.
Anyway, and take I'm blanking on every other character, but like, let's just take Nanami from this image for example. He is he was very not giving, but he wasn't selfish.
Yeah,
Selfish.
he's not
He was very
self-absorbed.
selfless. He was so selfless. He does things just to be good, right?
Yeah.
Like he was the pinnacle of just normal everyday man who should be doing what he's supposed to be doing, right?
Like when he
He
murdered that one cursed spirit on the bright girl's thing.
Yeah, for no reason. He just did it,
And he wasn't
right?
even doing it to be a simp because he didn't even like date her.
Exactly. He saw it and he was like, "Well, it's my job." Meanwhile, I just think that it's a lot of it also like not really strength, but like I don't know, cuz how is Hime alive still, Isn't she selfish too?
Urahime?
Yeah.
The teacher?
Yeah.
That's a good
The one who
question.
has the one who has like the lowest, like the worst curse technique ever.
Well,
She
she
just
doesn't have the word.
buffs.
She's just like a buff.
She's a support character.
She's a
How is she
support
still
character.
alive?
She's a
How is
support
she still
character in a
alive?
world where everybody wants to be DPS.
Literally, how is she still alive? Because her own students could probably take her on. Um, she
Right?
just buffs. She just ability buffs. So I think a lot of it also has to do with how selfish and self-absorbed and how confident you are. And that's what I think. And also Shoko being able to her reverse curse technique. Um, throughout the series, she's shown to be very recluse. Like she's got a hermit-like life, but she doesn't take any shit. She's
Oh,
like she's stubborn. She's obviously stubborn, and like you wouldn't be able to be Gojo's friend without being a little bit like him.
yeah.
Like like-minded. Um, so I think that's also a big thing. Anyway, Kenjaku and Sukuna's endgames. I think they're very different. They are very different, and a lot of people think that they're very similar. No, you cannot be more wrong. Okay? So we don't really know what Sukuna's endgame is because I think he's faking people out. He's saying, "Oh, I want to do this," but really he has another goal in mind. And I forget what his goal in mind was, so I only pulled this panel from like earlier chapters where it's like where he says, "Not necessary. I have my own plans, but you cursed spirits sure are desperate too." So I think
Oh, that was talking about like let me say. I think they were asking Sakuna to like kill all the humans or join their faction, and he didn't want to do that because he wanted to take over Megumi's body.
yeah. He's got his own plan now with Megumi's body. And so I'm like, what is he gonna do once he's got retained his full power, his full, control over his own body and stuff? What's the goal? Okay? And then we'll get to Kenjaku, who I think this is interesting. Because if you look at it from a different point of view, you would think that Kenjaku is being, he's pretty much Thanos, where he's got a point. Kenjaku has a point.
About what?
It's just the wrong one, right? So he wants to basically create better people, right? He wants to basically wipe out the existing people and then kind of improve them. And I think Yuji is one of them. I think Yuji is one of them that he thinks is like this is what he wants. He wants people to be more like Yuji.
Yeah.
Super strength, like compatible, Not only compatible with like beings like Sukuna, where you could take them on, but also, just overall, you're just an overall
More powerful being, yeah.
you're basically he's trying to create Kryptonians
Yes.
by killing them.
Except
You
for
know,
in
like
solar power they run like cursed energy, yeah.
like he's
They run
trying
on
to
being angry.
evolve. Yeah, he's trying to evolve planet, right? He's trying to evolve humans
Which
and
oh, which yeah, he
which
does
in of
have a
its
point on. Cause yeah,
yes,
cause
again,
millions of people every year like die to cursed spirits or something like that, which wouldn't be a thing if like modern Jujutsu society wasn't as fucking recluse as they were and weren't like holding all the information and power to themselves.
Exactly. So that's why you can kind of look at this like when you look at it a different way, and you're like, well, you know, he has a point. He like I don't know about you, but I would totally love to have Yuji's super reflexes, superhuman speed, superhuman strength, you know, but not so much that it impedes my life, you know, just
Mm-hmm.
enough that I would not have to, you know, that I don't get killed by these cursed spirits, you know? So I just think there's a point, and it's not the right way to go about it. I think there's better ways to go about it. And, you know, forcibly merging humankind, and yeah, that's a lot. Anyway,
All right. I personally think Sukuna doesn't really have an endgame because he's very much a go with the flow type of guy. He only had a plan because he needed to have one because he was in like a precarious situation where just like, yeah, I'm only like 5% of my maximum power right now. I learned there's this guy with white hair and like wearing a blindfold who can beat me up right now, so I need to like plan around that. That's like the only reason why he had like long term plans. And then the moment that happened, he just like kind of like shows out with Kenjaku, just like, yeah, I'll just do like whatever for now.
you know, we also have to remember, okay? Um, and this circles back to like literally any unknown death too. Not just Nobara, but I'm talking like what's his face? Um, I think people have to keep in mind that while these chapters are like 200 chapters away, and you know, it took like 2 years to get to this point in this series, that was only like what? A week? 2 weeks?
Oh wait, what was 2 weeks?
This from the Shibuya incident to now. Hasn't it only been like 19 days or something?
I
Like it's
think
literally a short period of time
it's very short. Yeah, I believe like after
compared to two
Gojo woke
years.
up, he did have like a month in between, like Gojo waking up and like current stuff. So yeah, so it's been like maybe like a
It's
month and a
been
half,
like
2 months.
maybe it's like I think a lot of people are also assuming when they're reading this, they're assuming that because it took 2 years to get to this point, that it's also taken 2 years in the series, which is not true.
Oh yeah.
It happened very fast. It like you blink, okay, and suddenly Gojo's sealed, and then a week later he's unsealed, right? But then all this shit happened within like the past like month, and he's just like, what the hell? Um, so
I
I
disappeared for
think
one
also,
month. Gojo really
so like again,
overestimated his
like
students.
if again, like the bodies, they wouldn't exactly been decomposed, right? If they were still alive and everything. So again, that's just another thing to add, is that people unknown, it's very easy to bring them back because although it's been 2 years in the making, it's been a short period of time. So anything could happen, really. I feel like an NFL, like the sports commentators.
Oh yeah.
Anything could happen in this play. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. All right. Let me see. Oh, here's the last slide. So this is the last
Domain
slide. We're both
expansion.
using our dual domain expansion. Just
Mental Health Institute.
sending all of you copers hoping for Gojo to come alive. To like deal with your coping mechanisms of hoping
Yes,
that
this is
Gojo comes back to
copium.
life.
He won't.
He
Giga hates
won't.
him.
He won't. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Gay hates
You would
Gojo.
sooner see Nobara than Gojo.
I believe he would only bring back Gojo either in like a weakened form or like to be like Gojaku or
Dead
something.
in his casket.
Yeah.
He would only draw Gojo again just to bring him dead in his casket.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so brutal. Is that gonna be like the last like chapter? It's gonna be Gojo's funeral.
Yeah, remember his editor is a black belt, so what if he's just sitting on like panels of Gojo's dead body and just won't release them because he's afraid that his ass will get whooped?
I'm just imagining that like every single time the editor walks by Gege's desk, he like puts a hand on him as if he's about to do like some flip on him, but then like talks like gently, just like, "Hey, how's the latest chapter going? Hmm? How's your Gojo doing now that he's dead? He's gonna come back to life, or like not? You're not gonna like ruin his death anymore, are you? Hmm? That should have been a theory slide. Gege's editor is like holding him hostage with his black belt or something.
Yes, and that's why we're having such good chapters lately, is because he's getting
Gege's editor
threatened.
keeps him within like
Maybe
flipping
maybe
distance.
Yuta should have died in that chapter, but you know, he was just over his shoulder like, you're gonna do what?
I'm gonna do what? All right, that was our
That's
theory
been our theories.
crafting. Uh, quite a bit
A
of
look inside our
rambling.
heads.
Bit bit of bit of scup at the beginning. But yay!
I think well, first, which theories do you actually think actually, like, you know, do they,
Okay, okay.
I can't
Now,
speak.
now, now that we're
Which
now
theories
that we're
actually
done
held
gaslighting
water?
everyone, what theories do I think are actually possible?
Yeah, which ones actually hold water?
Um, Usually hitting the soul is something I can see them doing as a twist. Like, oh, he's now like belt the soul so much he can do something with it. Yuji body swap and inherited technique. I could potentially see that one. Gojaku is one that I'm afraid of, but I have to admit it's possible. Gokuna. That's just a fan fiction character. I don't think that's going to actually happen. I believe we're going to learn more about cursed energy. Oh, that's the theory that I was thinking of. Okay, so here's a theory that I was thinking about why Sakuna can use like fire techniques and all sorts of weird techniques. I believe that he is like the ultimate alchemist of cursed energy, where he's like figured out how cursed energy works like such like an atomic level that he can pretty much recreate like any technique that he wants. Besides something that's just stupidly complex like Gojo's technique, he can like recreate simple things like, oh, here's a fire technique. And him opening the box is like opening up his like toolkit that he's made. Like he's probably been like developing these techniques like, oh, here's like a cute cool little fire technique I made. Here's a cool little knife technique I made. And he just has a box of those.
I think the true way to defeat Sakuna is to find someone who has the curse energy technique to reverse time,
I thought you were about to
and
say
then
like the curse like the same type
they
of
just
stand as
go back in
Sakuna
time. They just go back in time
and punch
and
him as a
kill
baby.
Sakuna
Yeah.
as a baby.
I legitimately thought you were gonna say like you had to find somebody who has the same type of stand as Sakuna, and it's like what the fuck? You don't watch JoJo. Why would you say that?
I don't. I can't stand the art. I can't. I tried. I think I watched one episode of it because my friend.
Nanami literally looks like a like JoJo character.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
You
does.
take that back right
Nah,
now.
he
That man
would
is
he would
fine
totally
as hell.
appear. He like
Um,
when like okay, not like
I
this
would not date a
Nanami.
Gojo.
When Nanami just like
I
has like
would
the
not.
blue shirt on and he looks like he's fucking ripped. He looks like a JoJo character.
No, no, he does not.
Yes, he
You take that
does.
back right now.
No.
Okay. No, I think I only watched one episode of JoJo, and that was because my friend came over to my dorm and we watched. He
Okay.
put on JoJo,
Which part?
and it was
Which
some random episode. It was the one where the blonde guy gets ice cream, right? Makes fun of the kid,
makes fun
and
of the kid?
then and
I'm
then
trying.
and
I
then there's like this train scene where there's this really like, you know, not gonna lie, he looks like a twink. The the guy with the orange cap, swimmer cap, it looks like a, you know,
oh, the
like a
guy with the
blue
gun.
sweatsuit, and they're just talking on the train or something, and then all of a sudden they're just duking it out. And then this like futuristic robot thing comes out of nowhere, and I was like, this is wild. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think it
Okay.
was the
Okay.
episode after that where like this duo was like super fucking funny for like no reason in like this Western set town, and I was like, "What the hell is happening?" But they had some banger lines, and I was just like, "Damn, this is such a great show."
JoJo is
And
actually
then
really funnily written, yeah. If you actually watch it in
I
proper
looked,
order.
and then I went back and tried to watch like the first season, and I was like, "This is trash," and then I stopped
Oh my
because I
goodness.
hate how they draw them. For this entire time, I thought they were like 20 to 30-year-old men. No, those are teenagers looking like that.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you
Giorno is
kidding me?
15 years old, yeah.
That's like stupid. I was like, why?
Because it's
Anyway,
JoJo. This is something that frustrates me about Shiny audience, is that they didn't watch the Chimera Ant arc. They like skipped around the Chimera Ant arc, and they're just like, that arc was mid. And it's like, you didn't even watch it.
I thought it was dumb.
Oh, maybe you wouldn't have if you actually watched it. Maybe you'd
I
like
don't know.
JoJo if you actually watched it, instead
I
of
did
just
actually
watching
watch
the
it.
protagonist
I
make
watched
fun of kids.
I watched the guy with the futuristic thingy and the Western arc thingy and the ice cream. Can't forget the ice cream.
I'm legitimately trying to think of what part, like, where in part 5 he, like, gets an ice cream cone and, like, makes fun of a
It was
kid.
when he was first introduced where they're like, "Oh, who is this guy?" You know, blah, blah, blah. He got that picture, but it was an old picture. It was like some wimp, right? And then he
Oh,
comes
okay,
out
it's
and
the
this
first ice cream.
guy, and I think it was mint ice cream or something. And they were in Italy, and this kid was like, "Oh no, I really want ice cream!" And then blonde guy comes in. He takes the ice cream, pays for 2 ice creams, doesn't give it to the kid, just looks at him hauntingly, and eats both ice creams with like, and yeah, I just remember that.
That's like one of the best parts about JoJo is that, like, from part 2 onward, all of, like, the main characters are just, like,
they're
assholes.
so they're so God, they're dicks.
but they're hilarious about it. We need to get you to watch part 5, not part 1. Everyone agrees part 1 is bad. We need to, like, get you to watch part 2. I feel like you would fall in love with the protagonist of part 2.
I don't think so, because
I
these
think I
people are
think
crazy.
I think we need to get you to watch part 2. What do you
Hold
think?
on.
Okay, so this is a
I'll,
discussion I've had with a friend. What do you think is more evil, knocking a ice cream cone out of a child's hand, or like dyeing mint ice cream to look like chocolate ice cream and then giving them that ice cream cone?
okay. You said more evil?
Yeah, which one's more evil? Cause a friend like told me, oh, you should do X, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not able not to do that. I would rather do this, but I'll tell you which one is which after I hear your answer.
Um, you see, personally, I'm not one of the weak-minded people who thinks mint ice cream is bad, and I also don't think chocolate's bad as a flavor either. Um, but I would do the second option,
Okay.
but I would change it so that it's like not chocolate because people actually like chocolate. I would change it to like you know how like some ice cream companies make weird ass fucking flavors.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking cheesy jalapeno ice cream.
Okay. Yeah, cause
Dyeing
I
it
was the one.
mint green and then handing it to a
Okay.
child and seeing the absolute water factory that
Yeah.
will happen.
Even in my brain, I don't think I feel like I could like knock a cone out of a child's hand because that just waste their money. I'd waste my money
I would
just
do
to make
that.
their life a little bit more miserable. I would hand them
No,
the
I
ice
would do
cream
that.
cone, making them think it's one flavor, and then it just nacho,
I'd knock it out of their
Dorito,
goddamn
nacho cheese
hands,
flavor.
be like, you little shit.
I
Kids are
don't know,
ruthless and I hate them.
cause I don't know. I just think like no, I don't want to waste somebody money. I'd rather just like be evil and just like make them think it's
Be
one
evil
flavor.
and do both.
Hand them the ice cream cone. Then when they complain about it, just like fine and knock it out of their hand. If you don't like it, then the ground can have it. And just
Oh wait,
walk away.
JoJo's is an actual ice cream company? No.
They give you a 2-for-1 deal, but you're not allowed to share it with anyone. I forgot about the ice cream thing in part 5. Yeah, we need to get you to watch part two. At least part two. If you don't like part two, then it's like, okay, you probably won't like
Ah,
JoJo as a
I
whole
thought you
then.
remember it. It was gelato. I remembered it. I
Oh
knew it.
yeah, that's why I didn't know.
I
Cause
knew
yeah, it's
it. Oh,
gelato.
oh,
Cause
like
it's
they're
Italy.
different. Like they're different. Like they're
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Okay, which slide are you on? Which slide are you on?
I'm on Yuji's body swap as an inherited technique.
Right. This one?
Yeah, the Freaky Friday one. What are you doing to
Boom.
it?
That part.
Yeah, Golden Wind.
I knew it was mint.
It sounds like such a dick move. I can totally imagine him doing that, just like buying two ice creams and just walking away with both of them. Nah. Alright. We just been talking randomly about JoJo for a minute. I think the stream's over.
You fucking
I'm
hate
probably
it.
going to upload this as like an actual video because people on YouTube I don't think watch like streams from the past, but if we like upload this as a video, they might watch it.
I personally think it should have gone Twitch, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know. Twitch to me feels it's more like for gameplay.
Yeah,
YouTube,
true.
YouTube.
But we do get better. We get better views on that one.
True. You get better views. I guess I've gotten some views.
I haven't been on there for a while, and
I don't know.
once you
Okay.
take a break, you just can't stop.
Okay. In the future, we'll like do this on Twitch when we do more of these.
Just
When I
chatting.
upload the YouTube video, do you think I should cut out the JoJo part at the end? Do you think I should just leave it?
I think you should just leave it.
Yeah.
Because it really just enhances the curse. What was this? Body swap? I think this is a perfect example of Yuji's body swap being an inherited technique because I think
Because Giorno
Yuji is a JoJo character. I'm not elaborating on
Yuji's
that.
too good of a protagonist. The only JoJo protagonist who's like 100% just a good, honorable person is the part one protagonist.
I just think
And that might be why part one is just the worst part. I'm saying we need to get you to watch part
I
two.
feel like I know what you're talking about because I don't, because I stopped watching part one because it was ass.
Part one is so boring, but once we get to part two is just amazing.
Okay, yeah, you people say that. I've had several people tell me the same exact thing, and you know what happens? I don't watch it.
So you don't prove us wrong, but you act like you do because you're just like, yeah, you guys say it's
You've
good,
been
but I haven't
proven
watched
wrong.
it, therefore you're wrong. If it was
You're
good,
wrong.
I would have watched
Because I
it.
said so. Because I said so. Because at the beginning of the stream, we covered the fact that we are truthers. We are the paragons of truth.
Like, you know what? Never mind. This totally fits the theme of the stream. We're just like, yeah, no, we speak the truth, even if we don't know anything. No sources,
Okay.
no notes. We just
Even
know.
if I know nothing, I know everything. So.
I'm imagining the poor audience member who watches this on as a YouTube video, and then an hour in, they're just like, why did they just start talking about JoJo and never come back to JJK?
I imagine somebody just putting this on as background noise, and not really caring what the hell we
switch to the next video.
And then we start just
auto-played.
talking about something completely fucking different. Oh my god.
Like JoJo.
Like JoJo. Or,
JoJo. I can't remember what the, transition thing
Okay. Well, okay. Because it's the perfect time to, introduce this.
Okay, yeah.
Your theory of Sukuna in Bloodborne?
Yes.
Hello?
Yep, you know what? Yeah, don't worry guys. Don't change from this video. We're bringing it back to JJK and Bloodborne somehow. Okay, so that's my extra theory.
Refer to both of our channels for that
another
one.
stupid theory. We went on a tangent for 20 minutes, but that's okay because we're bringing it back to JJK. I just came up with two theories.
If you need Bloodborne information, just refer to the previous videos.
Yeah, refer to my previous streams that are now on Twitch. Yeah, so I believe that if Sukuna was shown Bloodborne and he was given a PlayStation 5, he would not be a villain. Because just like that. He can like give him like food money for Domino's. I think he'd be pacified because he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't have like goals. He's just like, no, I just want to live life and have fun. And what's more fun than just like Bloodborne and like free food money?
Well, no. What if? Because again, we don't know the full extent of his cursed energy technique, right?
Yeah.
What if he is so enamored with the game that he just creates it? Domain expansion, Bloodborne, and that's just
Kenjaku, I'm just
that's our
telling
life
you.
now.
Instead
That's
of this
that's your
stupid
life
coding
now.
game shit, just turn all of Japan into Yarnum.
He wouldn't even try to explain himself. He'd just do it.
Just do it. He'd probably try to convince Kenjaku too, because Kenjaku is like the like
And you know how like
uh
Sukuna's like not nice to anybody, like straight up mercilessly
he's kind of nice to Arame and Kenjaku.
killed
Although
killed the
Kenjaku, he's
killed the
more like a
two
business
girls.
partner.
I
Yeah.
feel like he would find whoever created Bloodborne and everyone who made Bloodborne and just give them a pass, which is unheard of
I
from
legitimately
Sukuna.
think he'd just find them, just like shake their hand. He'd like
He'd be
hold them
like
hostage, shake their hands, and then
he
just
he would
leave.
he would probably be like you
Good job. Shake their hand and then just leave.
you are amazing. Like your mind, we are one with the mind, you know?
Why does he sound like his mind has been turned into like Jaden Smith? Like just like saying weird, stupid philosophical stuff now.
There's only
We
there's
are
only there's
one.
only there's only one group that he would ever bow to, and it's the creators of Bloodborne.
Yeah, from Soft. He would probably love Elden Ring.
He would eat that shit up. Any of the souls, really.
Oh yeah, he'd probably love it. Okay, second theory. So the Sukuna X Cinderella ship. So here's why that could potentially be canon. Sukuna canonically has watched movies because he was in Yuji's body when Yuji watched a shit ton of movies.
That is true.
It is possible that Cinderella is one of those movies.
And it is very possible that he fell in love with her
It is very possible,
character.
yeah.
I would not
It
be
it
surprised.
is it is potential it is potentially canon.
Um, if that one guy, Takaba, survives and faces off Sukuna, I imagine Gege would just like
Put Takaba in the Cinderella dress.
he's probably seen the memes, right? He's probably seen the
He's
art,
probably seen them,
right?
yeah.
So imagine if he's like if Takaba is just like in a silly goofy mood
And
and
he puts on the Cinderella dress, and
puts
it's
a
just like
Cinderella
Bugs Bunny, where like Sukuna just falls for him
introduce
somehow.
introduces Cinderella into the universe and Sukuna's like, "Oh my god, my true love."
Yeah.
But that also furthers my little okay, so Nanami and Tiana.
Okay.
Perfect for
Elaborate.
each
I don't
other.
think I've heard like the elaboration about why this one works.
It works
Tiana,
because
by
they're
the way,
both
is the
hardworking.
yeah. Tiana is the princess from Princess and the Frog.
She's
By the way.
hardworking. She's hardworking. She does what she wants. And you know what? They are perfect for each other. They are perfect. Okay, that was the only one that I actually kind of
Okay.
saw and actually liked. There was also one with Yuji and Rapunzel,
I
and
feel like I feel
Megumi
yeah.
and who?
I feel
I
like if
forget.
Gojo was picking
Ariel.
movies, he definitely probably picked out like Tangled for Yuji to watch. He seems
Exactly.
like the type who would pick out some Disney movies.
And let's see who else. Oh, Gojo and Elsa. Um, what was another one?
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
think.
You've already mentioned like twice as many as I
Nobara and
knew
Gaston.
existed.
Well, that's because I'm active online. Um,
You know, I can see that as like they're the type of couple who like scream at each other all the time, Gaston and Nobara, but they still like love each other,
you know how Belle was? Yeah, Nobara would put him in his place,
and he would like it.
and he'd be like, "Oh, damn." God, who was it? It wasn't Nanami. There's another crack. Oh, Takuna and Aurora.
Sakuna and Aurora.
Yeah,
I feel like you would probably like the evil witch because you'd be like, "Ooh, she's
Sleeping
powerful."
Beauty. Um, well, this you don't know the lore
Okay,
behind
okay.
this.
Tell me the deep lore.
Okay, so the deep lore is Cinderella cheats on Sukuna the night she meets the prince, right? At the ball.
Okay.
Sukuna devastated. Oh my god, he wants to kill all of humanity, right?
Yeah.
He's drinking himself into oblivion in the woods when all of a sudden, guess who's also in the woods?
Just wanders around
Aurora.
and finds like a dead corpse.
Aurora. And he meets Aurora, and she is nothing like Cinderella, right? But also very similar to Cinderella. They fall
Okay.
in love. The
All
end.
right. Okay. That totally made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
This stream really went downhill the moment like we ran out of slides.
Yeah, I know. Again, this is all fact, no fiction.
I feel like this should have just been like a podcast, and like this one's theme was like stupid JJK theories instead of like a podcast about JJK theories.
What are you talking about? These are perfectly valid theories.
Yeah, you're right. JoJo is actually part of JJK because Kaizen.
JoJo Kaisen. Actually it's because the spy. Okay, so you know how like when the you know how like Hunter x Hunter you don't pronounce the X, but with
Uh,
spy.
actual fans pronounce the X. It's Hunter X Hunter.
Okay, you know
Okay,
what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Guess what?
kidding. Go on.
Guess what? Guess what?
Spy
Shut
X
up.
Family.
People actually pronounce the X in Spy X Family because it's weird. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
so you know how I just think that they're friends.
The main
Gege
characters.
and
Oh,
no, Gege and the mangaka of Spy Family.
I think so. I don't know. A lot of them
Um,
are friends. Like people that you wouldn't expect to be friends are just like apparently they know
sh-
each other.
I'm not done. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So you know how Anya, you
Oh
know how
yeah, we forgot
Anya
to mention Anya. Yeah.
doesn't doesn't have, you know, we don't know her biological parents,
It's obviously
but she
Sukuna.
also has these weird ass fucking powers, right?
Yeah.
So I know it could be just because you know of human experimentation, but what if her family, her family roots, she's like a descendant of like Yuji or something, and like this is like the world post Sukuna obliterating them all,
Yeah.
and that they have to rebuild, and that's why you've got modern technology along with old technology, and also
That's why you're so strong. She has like a heavenly restriction.
exactly. And I was gonna say that Yuji and Anya are siblings, but that wouldn't quite make any sense now, would it? Because Anya lives in a world
Anya
where they
is
don't
pretty
have
strong. Remember that time that
smartphones.
she like scared off some terrorist that like tried to take over her bus?
Exactly. I just think she's got such a presence that it's hard to refute it, you know?
Yeah, it just makes sense. It
It
just
just makes
fits.
sense. It just makes sense. And I could go on further to say that they could fit very well into JoJo, especially Anya. And you know what? If Anya
Yeah,
was a
all
cursed
JoJo's
user,
and JoJo you watch
if
let you know that.
if Anya was in JJK, I fear she could rival Sukuna. Have you ever seen a Have you
She is
ever
a
seen a
perfect counter
sorcerer?
for Sukuna.
Have you ever seen a sorcerer as young as she? No,
Besides Gojo's flashback, yeah.
exactly. She rivals Gojo. So, I just think, she would be perfect. Okay? Imagine having the curse technique to read fucking minds of literally anybody. Cursed user or not.
Oh yeah, that beep's super powerful.
Your cursed spirit read your mind. I know what you're thinking. The only counter to her power is somebody who's dumb or somebody in a vegetative state that doesn't think at all. But all of our villains are
Oh no,
very
Anya's
thinky,
perfect
very
counter, the person
people.
in the coma.
Oh no, a person in a coma. Exactly.
I don't know, I'm
I
just
think the only
imagining,
person who
like,
could counter Anya as a sorcerer would be Nobara right now because she's in a coma.
I don't know, I'm just imagining, like, Sukuna just, like, throwing a person who's in a coma at Anya, just like, this is the perfect counter against you.
Oh no, nah, I'd win, and it's Anya.
Yeah. No, I think the meme is, like, the person who says, nah, I'd win is the person who, like, loses. I think, so it has to be Sukuna who does that.
Yes, Bisakuna. Okay.
Okay.
Or that one panel of Anya standing and
Yeah.
that, but with Sakuna and Kenjaku. Like not even like not Kenjaku in Geto's body, but like Kenjaku in like his spirit form. However the hell he transfers before he even gets to that point.
You think that
I'm
Kenjaku
speaking
can,
a
like,
lot of
eat through...
bullshit.
You think that Kenjaku can, like, eat through the mouth on his brain? Do you think that's how
I
he
don't know.
normally eats? Or does he, like, normally just eat with, like, Geto's mouth?
Hey, no.
Is Kenjaku a really good ventriloquist since he has two mouths?
Is he?
Because can he speak through, like, the one on his brain? And then people are just like, oh my goodness, his lips aren't moving at all.
And
But
then,
a voice is still coming out of him.
you know who'd be able to tell you? Anya.
She just asked him, like, hey, are you a really
She'd
good
hear,
ventriloquist?
she'd hear two voices, and
That
she'd be
sounds
like, "Hey, what
fucking
the hell?"
creepy. I don't know, isn't it still, like, just one mind, though?
I don't know.
Because, like, Ghetto is, like, only in the body through, like, his soul or whatever.
Well, he's gone now.
Yeah.
Whatever was there is gone now.
Yeah.
It's the old slice 'em and dice 'em. Little, right off the. It's the Ackerman cut. He got the Ackerman haircut.
Yeah, the Ackerman haircut. I like how he spoiled, like, 2 to 3 different anime besides JJK in this one.
I don't know the context. I could be referring to when they cut their hair.
Because you also spoiled, like, Chainsaw Man earlier.
Spoiled what?
Chainsaw Man. There are anime onlys.
I didn't say how Power died
You just
or
spoiled it
when
again.
Power died.
When this is, like, a video, I'm probably gonna have to, like, remember, like, when you said that, so I had, like, spoiler warnings. What slide did you say that at? Where you first mentioned Power.
Are you gonna put blaring like alarms going spoiler warning, spoiler
Chainsaw
warning?
Man, yeah. Or maybe I can just put it in the... Or I could just put it at the, like, the front of the video. No. It'd probably be better to just, like, put it right before you say it and just be like, hey, pause now if you don't want to be spoiled. Where did you say that? Where did you mention, like, Power dying?
I don't know.
Probably Nobara will turn as an S-grade sorcerer.
Probably then.
Okay.
Or with Yuji.
And also, like, 3 seconds ago, yeah. Alright.
I just found these still, and I'm still loving them.
Yeah, the Discord soundboard is, like, something they added, like, a few months ago. It's amazing. Alright. We stopped saying anything reasonable, like, half an hour ago. Is it about time to, like, end this stream?
Yeah, bye.
Alright, good night, people. Bye-bye. Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh, shoot. I was actually just doing it after, just like, goodbye, people. Thank you for watching.
Okay, anything else to add before I actually leave?
Okay. What?
Any closing remarks?
Thank you for watching. And thank you, like, for your patience if you watched up until this point after the half hour of, like, complete tomfoolery.
It wasn't tomfoolery.
You're right. It was all adding to the lore of JJK.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Do you have any closing remarks then?
Um, yeah, and that is JoJo sucks.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.